Is there any point, though, in having Donaldson in this squad at the moment if he's no chance of playing this week or next, right? Like, I think, as you say, Carter Gordon has written his name on the World Cup team sheet now, squad sheet rather, barring injury over these next 2 weeks. And a guy like Donaldson, you can't really see how he fits in, particularly now both Kellaway and Patara are back. I mean, what's he gaining by keeping Donaldson in the squad, they'd say, ahead of a Tom Wright?
It's a good question, and it's interesting that both Donaldson and Vunivalu are probably the two most talked about players almost in Super Rugby this year for being maligned players, whether or not people think that they should be in a Super Rugby side, let alone the Wallabies. And yet Eddie has staunchly defended them throughout the season, but also kept them a part of his plans right the way through, even from the April training camp. And the first two questions of the press conference, basically back in April, were around Donaldson and Vunivalu, and yet those questions still remain, and they still remain in the squad. So I think it goes to show that Eddie Jones does not care what people think around selection, and he showed that right his way through his tenure with England, didn't he?